Good in the morning. One angry pagan here, Shadowito. Now, I this might come across as a little bit insensitive, especially to monarchists and royalists, but it's not meant to come across as crass or anything like that. This is a genuine opinion. With all this coming about Charles III, having cancer, it could be that we don't have a lot of time with Charles as king. Now, I'm not a monarchist, but I see the cultural significance of our monarchy to this country. Like, I'll have a load of people fucking argue with me on this one, but like, as a pagan, like, we had Conunga, tuning, you know, in Old English. So, it's a big, it's part of our history. We've had monarchs for a very long time. That doesn't mean it's not time for change. I would like, personally, for Britain to become a republic, but that's besides the point. Bringing it back to my original point, with Charles being at a point where we're not going to have him for long, might it be a breath of fresh air change for us to have a young king? Now, it's very strange. I've always found it very strange, the fascination with the gunning, the Queen as well, the royal family as a whole. I've always found it a bit weird. I've met the Queen technically, like outside St David's, Exeter St David's train station, like that. Like I was a kid. Um, but you know, I've always found like why are these people special? Oh, because they're chosen by God, but I don't believe in that God. But when you actually look into the history, it's one of the ways they tried to legitimize the king to some of the pagan peoples was, of the polytheistic peoples, especially those who still had, you know, the cultural side of things anyway, if not the actual full belief still in him, of Woden. Now, our kings, if you look back far enough, say that they are descended from Woden. It's when the Christians started to try and treat the Anglo-Saxon and Viking and Celtic gods as people, to bring them down from the you know the status of being a god, but like to get to be more conducive to the peoples on this island or these islands. They blended it a bit with the local beliefs, and so it does say that it's all descended from Woden. That comes back to my side of things. Being a pagan. Now, I need to do more study in this, so this is just me speculating right now. I'm actually interested in a bit of study into this, but I wonder the how having a younger monarch in, what that does to the general populace, the psyche of the general populace. It's a very weird way to look at it, and like, does it even do anything to the psyche of the general populace? Is something else I'd like to find out. If it does, what does it do? What's the difference between having? I mean, technically, really, materially speaking, there's no difference between having an elderly monarch, a middle-aged monarch, or a young monarch. But the human psyche is a weird thing. So, what do we? It's like that strange delirium I saw in people at the last election with Boris Johnson. He's not even young, but some people just have is William liked like Harry? No. But is he disliked like Charles? Again, no. I don't think so anyway. And it might project a more youthful Britain, so to speak, possibly. That could be one of the possible things. Benefits of having a younger monarch, possibly. Again, I'll have to do a bit of study into this to see if there is any kind of effect here, because monarchy still affects a lot of people in this country. I'm more than happy to get rid of the monarchy, personally. I wouldn't want to have a president, but we could always figure that out. We still keep the prime minister, to be honest. But either way, I feel like losing Charles and Camilla wouldn't be too big of a problem. And again, this might sound a bit crass, a bit insensitive, but I just wonder if, because of Charles being in this state, if we don't have long with him, how do I put this? We've had, for quite a long time, the Queen's been old. She's been old since I was born. For as long as I've been alive, 30 years. She lived until she was 90 odd. So, she was already old by the time I was born. And, same with Charles, really. Having William as king, as Gunning, I wonder if that might be enough of a difference, or somewhat of a difference, alongside a more progressive parliament. Now, I'm hoping, I don't expect it, but I'm hoping for a more progressive parliament after the next election. And if we lose Charles shortly after and William becomes king, that's two big changes. That's two big changes in attitudes, I would say. So yeah, I don't let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm gonna do some study and probably another video once I've had a look and what kind of, if there is an effect on the national psyche when it comes to monarchy, and not just in Britain but around the world as well, especially in Europe. And if there is an effect, what kind of effect does it have depending on how old that monarch is, what that monarch's like. With Kate being younger, on the younger side as well, I don't know, because on one side you can see that as a more youthful Britain, but at the same time you can also criticize by saying, well, it's just there might be younger models, but it's still an aging system, isn't it? Yes. But again, from from my own anecdotal experience, I find that there's still a very big feeling for the monarchy in this country. It just is. It's like it's rooted in our cultural memory, having a king or a queen. It's I got into arguments with my with a now ex friend. Um, not over he's not an ex friend over this, but like we had a bit of an argument over this a couple of years ago now when Queen died, and all the talk started to go about do we still need a monarchy? And obviously, I'm one of those voices that say we don't need a monarchy anymore. But again, my pagan side still looks at that. Can my paganism actually can explain to me why this is still a thing, and it's because it's so rooted in our culture. It just is. It's just it like I don't know. If we do republicanize, like we would, it will be one hell of a change for this country. Yes, it happened before under Oliver Cromwell. It didn't go well, did it? Um, so I think we. I said, well, I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do this bit of studying. I'm gonna have a look. And in the meantime, leave some comments. Let me know what you think on this. Does from your own anecdotal experiences, do you guys feel that there's still too much of a love for the monarchy, almost kind of cultural tie to the monarchy in this country? Too much so that we could just get rid of the monarchy? And what kind of effect do you think it would have for us to have young monarchs instead of old ones for a change? Blessed Thursday, everyone. God bless you. This has been One Angry Pagan, Shadow Eater, and have a good day.